Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back. Today you're gonna learn how to create a optimized and ready to go Shopify product page for your Shopify brand. Okay, so if you're a completely new beginner who's doing stuff in Shopify, or building their first product page, or really it's kind of scratching their head and like, oh my god, like this is too complicated. I don't know how to do it, how to structure everything. Then this video is definitely for you because I'm gonna explain you the best practices, and as I build everything from scratch in terms of the product page and the layout, and I'll explain everything that you need to know, the logic behind it, and really kind of the main KPIs that you should be looking out for when you are building your product page. Okay, and if that sounds good, let's go ahead and dive into it right away. So obviously you need a Shopify theme before anything, and I do highly suggest Debutify, and for one reason really, because first of all, it's a power Shopify theme. So if you're a beginner, you don't need to think about how you're gonna build out the initial layout. You have AI tools right here. Just click on it and ask AI to pre-build a whatever store you want. There's different niches. Just an example. Let me just show you. There's the default one. There's fashion, pets, beauty, footwear, and essentially any niche that you would want to have, or any niche that exists out there. Okay. So it's all in here. So as a beginner, you really think about the base and foundations, because that's finicky, and you just want to have the base template so you can kind of start building out the entire thing right away. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pull the let's say I want to do like a fashion one. Okay, so I'm just gonna download the template, so kind of start from scratch, and you kind of see as I go. So I'm gonna go back to my Shopify, and I'm gonna add a theme right here. I'm gonna upload the zip file, add a file. Again, guys, this is not really the focus of the video. I just want to make sure that we are starting from scratch. Okay, so we're just gonna install the Shopify theme. So I'll get back to you just in a second once it's installed and ready to go. Okay, so this is good to go. Let me go ahead and open up the theme right here. I'm going to click on customize, and I'm going to head over straight to a product page. Okay, so I have a couple of things here that are in red, but again, don't worry, it's not like a bug or error. Okay, so this is essentially essentially the Debutify theme comes with a bunch of widgets. Okay, or think of them as a Shopify apps that are built in with the theme. So those are like announcement bars, scrolling banners, quantity breaks, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So it's essentially saying that they are disabled. So let me just quickly enable them back on so we get to all these warnings. Okay, cool. So I got that covered. So cool. The first thing I want to do, for some reason, I don't have a logo. Okay, so let me just add a logo just so we kind of get through this ugly text right here. I'm just gonna add a logo. Let me see if I have like some kind of a logo placeholder I can use, just to get rid of that text right there. Okay, let me see if I have a logo. So cool, I have a logo. SVG, that works fine. So I'll plug it in here. Okay, all right. And for the mobile, let me see. Mobile can be the same, that's fine. Let me just save that. Okay, and now I want to essentially clean up the header. Okay, so the header is a bit cluttered. It's breaking down into two lines. I don't like that because it's creating a lot of space, and we're going to be losing a lot of above default content, right? So when people come here, we kind of want to show as many things possible, and if possible at the cart. So we want to condense things on the mobile and a desktop, and that is essentially called above default content. So in there, we want to show the most important sort of content, like USPs and stuff like that, or unique selling points and value propositions and all that cool stuff, right? So what we want to do here in the header section, okay, I'm going to change the layout, and the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to click here, and let me see. Let's try something like top center maybe. Okay, that's slightly better. Let's see what other options we have. This is not really good. Not really good. Okay, this is perfect. No, this is really good. This is super clean. I love that. And let me just also get rid of these breadcrumbs. Okay, actually, this entire thing is just really useless. It takes a lot of space and really doesn't improve conversion rates, like in general. So we can just hide it. Okay, like this. Nice, much more clear and condensed. And then we have this text right here. We don't really need it. Okay, we can easily remove this block right here. It doesn't really serve any purpose. So here we have price. Okay, some scarcity, quantity. The only thing quantity I want it to be, let me see. So the trust badges, okay, that is fine here for now. This one here, it's overly saturated, just it repeats itself. So what I want to do, I want to remove the informative text and probably this, and maybe like this. There you go. So secure and trust checkout, that is cool. And here we have the trust badges. Let me just save the progress. Okay, so the description, I feel like description is not really the best. Okay, and also the product page images are whatever. I want actually images to have to be like sort of in a carousel or kind of like thumbnails, because right now we're just taking too much space, not really organized. Let me see on the mobile. On the mobile, I think it should be sort of scrollable. If I preview this, okay, and if I go into mobile preview, okay, if I go and I inspect to the more tools, developer tools, and we put this into the mobile, we're just gonna call these pop-ups. Okay, cool. So we have essentially scrolling collection. That's good. I like that. I just see that they're not cropped to the same one-to-one square. So again, that's also something to fix. I believe we have fixed for that in the widgets. So we can do, let me see, what was it called? Not the currency collection, not the collection cards. It's not a collection card in here. It's a product card. Okay. Okay, we're looking for the product image crop. This is the one. Okay, so it's one-to-one. It's enabled, but is it enabled actually? Let me just double check that. So it's gonna be not here. Let's also double check in here. Okay, so it's enabled here, but it's not really cropping it. Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's move on. We'll revisit that later. So now let me just close this one to organize everything. Product information. Okay, I want to have so one-to-one. Actually, maybe middle center. Okay, and desktop layout. What I want to actually have thumbnail carousel. Okay, on here. Okay. I wanted to be carousel, but why I'm not seeing the actual carousel? Okay, that's kind of my question. Let's see. Okay, so what about mobile? So mobile, we're hiding thumbnails. That makes sense because we can swipe with the thumb. That is cool. All right. Okay, for now, I'm just gonna leave it as a thumbnails. Okay, so everything is kind of cropped into a squares nicely. Okay, so all the images are the same. Again, I'm not really focusing today on the image itself. Image design, it's really would be a different separate course. Again, if you guys are curious how to do the basics of the graphic design for images, let me know down in the comments. I can drop a video on that. But for now, we're really focusing just on the structure and the layout and the best practice for the product page. Okay, so this is good. We're gonna again focusing on the content, so that would be the description. But in general, from the best practice standpoint, you want to make sure that you highlight kind of the top features of your product in here. Or actually, we can transfer that to bullet points. Okay, that would be actually a better option, right? So if I go here and I try to add bullet points, okay, and the bullet points, I want them to be actually, let's say somewhere. Actually, I'm missing a title. I just realized I'm missing a title. I'm missing a title. That's kind of, I was like, something is wrong in there, and I'm missing a title. Cool, so a title. Perfect. Now it's sort of looking how it should be. For the quantity, this one right here, I can actually move it below the quantity selector like this. Okay, and what I actually want to move instead there, I think there I'm gonna move the bullet points. Okay, so I forgot to drop it like this. There you go, and that's fine. And now I want to have bullet points. They're right here, and they are right above the price. Okay, so I moved here. And this, why is it moving? Okay, I think it's okay. I actually moved it, so my bad. So now we need to actually add the bullet points, and we're gonna do it from here, from the widgets. And now what we need are bullet points. Okay, if I can find them, here it is. Okay, so I feel like these are more bullet point materials. Okay, what I'm gonna do actually, Can I copy this entire thing? Let me just see. So I'm a bit of a lazy typer in general. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a screenshot of these ones and I'll bring it to ChatGPT. Okay, let me just go here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna essentially go here and I'm gonna ask like convert these into single line BPs. Okay, and I was gonna use the bullet points and one is shorter, it's too long. Okay, shorter because it's gonna like break it down into 2 lines. It's not gonna look good. Add emojis. Okay, I want emojis too. So 1, 2, 3. I think like 4 would be enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. Okay, and I'm gonna go back to bullet points right here. I'm gonna add a block. Okay, a point like this, and the content I'm gonna put it in here. I don't need a circle. Okay, that is cool. All right, then I'm gonna also take this one right here and I'm gonna add another point like this. I'm gonna add it here. So I'll do 2 more. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, and I'll take these 2 because I don't, 5 is a little bit too much. Just like just creates too much space and we're kind of killing the above default area. So I'll remove this one too, and I'll also actually, should I go with this one, that one? I think this one too, because that kind of gives us the capacity of the product right here. Okay, and I'll just paste that in here. I'll remove this one. Okay, that looks good. The only thing I'm seeing, there's space. Okay, and can I remove the space? I don't think so. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna preview this in the mobile, so you guys gonna learn something cool right now. Okay, it's a little bit more advanced, but cool thing to know and learn. So I'm gonna go to Dev Tools right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna scroll until the section right here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna search for this block right here, and I want to find what is creating the padding in it. Okay, so it could be, let's see, it's not the margin. Okay, so this one is fine. So screening the space is this div right here, the summary title. Okay, so this div, I see there's a bit of a left spacing there. So let's see what's creating that. Okay, it's no, not the flex one. Okay, we have that one. Okay, let's see where is, okay, here it is. This is actually the, I see. So it's a essentially a space placeholder for SVG icons. Okay, we don't need that really. So I think if we sort of, yeah, so if we remove this one, the margin and margin left. Okay, so essentially I want to target this one and it's going to be this class right here. I'm going to copy it. Okay, now we're going to bring it to Shopify. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to custom CSS and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to open curly brackets, and was it margin left? I think it was, yeah, not the width, the margin right. Okay, the margin, right margin. That was the one that's creating that. So I'm going to do margin right, and I'm going to put it to 0. Okay, I don't want any margins. So I was going to push it back to the left side. It didn't. It didn't because we need to override that, and we're going to essentially use add important, and add important essentially removes the CSS. It should, let me see if it works. Sometimes Shopify freezes up. The Shopify customizer is a little buggy, so I'm just going to remove it, redo it again like this. Now it should work, and it didn't. Okay, because I'm missing R here. I made a typo, so now it should work. Okay, it moved a little bit more. So I actually want to move it a little bit more, and I can achieve that by doing something like minus, let's say 10 pixels. So it's going to push it in even more. I think it should, or maybe not. Okay, I guess it's not compatible with this class right here. So we'll just leave it at 0. And I'm just going to remove the space a little bit, and there's just a little bit more space left. Let's see what's creating that space in there. Okay, so there's still this one here. And actually what I can do, I can try something. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I could try it. If I'm gonna go back to Shopify, okay, and if I do something like this, I'm gonna select the bullet points. I want to select the bullet point block, do I have CSS? Can we? Okay, no, we can't. Okay, because it doesn't have a custom CSS box here. Okay, I was thinking that we can target the block and just remove the entire block, but it doesn't allow us to do that. So what I can try then maybe here. What if I do display? Let's try that. If we do display and then we do none like this, that should entirely remove it. Let's see if that does it. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So essentially what does display none do? It takes the element, okay, it takes this element right here and just completely removes it. Well, it hides it, but it kind of removes it, okay? Without actually removing the logic just visually, but also the spacing, right? So now it's nicely pushed to the side and this is just like looking so much better. Cool. So we have this. The CTAs are good. I kind of like the place. I'm not really sure about buy now button, to be honest, because it's just kind of a too many CTAs are not good. It's gonna just like, you know, put a question mark in people's head of which one to click. We don't need that. Okay, so we could probably disable it. It was from the team settings. So what was the dynamic one? Let me just double check that. Yeah, there you go, guys. So we're just gonna remove that because people still have options like for PayPal, Klarna, and all the stuff on the checkout page. So there's no need to just like pollute your product page. Okay, so this is good. Here in a real life scenario, I would redo the content because we're already repeating the bullet points here. So I would remove the bullet points here and just kind of actually, you know what, guys? Let's do it since I'm kind of here. Let me duplicate this and let's go here and let me find that product. So let me find a product in the products in here, and what's the name for it? 2-in-1 pet vacuum. Okay, here 2-in-1. Where is it? Here it is. This is the one. Okay, and now I can essentially remove all this because I'm kind of repeating the same thing. I can remove it, and let me just save that. Again, not too much content. Again, content is not the focus. We're just really focusing on the structure and layout. Okay, so now this is good. We can refresh the page. All right, this is good to go. All right, it's caching the old data. Okay, so Shopify essentially when you make a change, you're still gonna see the old data. Okay, so it's normal. We'll get back to it, and you'll see that it will be gone in a couple of minutes. So here. For materials, not really relevant. I would do something like technical specs. Okay, so just kind of the technical specs. Shipping returns, I would leave it. Just kind of describe the shipping policy. Dimensions, kind of redundant because we can include that in the tech specs. Care instructions, not really. But what we can do like manual. Okay, or maybe how to use. Okay. Could be, makes more sense. This button right here, absolutely not needed. Okay, creating too much space and makes things dirty. Frequently bought together, I feel like takes too much space. Takes too much space and it's not in the right place to be. Okay, so we can clean it up. We can remove it. Nice. So you guys can see everything became more compact and really, just in its place, right? So the minute people land, they see the add to cart, the bullet points. If we go to the mobile, for example, we are almost seeing the add to cart above the fold, but again, not really the end of the world. I feel like this newsletter pop-up, it's way too big. Okay, let's see if we can kind of okay, this is just really moving the let me just make it smaller. So this is too big. Okay, so in my personal opinion, I would just remove the entire thing. We can do it as a pop-up really, but for now I really just feel like it's not really doing good. It's doing more bad. It's just blocking too much of the screen. Okay, and let's move on to the next section. Okay, so this is kind of where we're gonna describe a bit of a product. Okay, this is good. It kind of separates the upper product page layout from the lower section one. Okay, this is good. The only thing I would remove the caption, really redundant. This is good. Okay, so here you're gonna essentially just really describe products and kind of continue the story for the product. Okay, because here, okay, people seeing the product, they get interested. Then people who want to maybe learn more, they're gonna scroll down because the usual expectation that there's gonna be some reviews on the bottom. But in general, people don't really scroll all the way down to the bottom. So the majority of action will be happening in this area right here. Okay, maybe some people gonna go here, but you know, if your review app, if we kind of talk about reviews, if your review app allows you to add reviews in the upper section of product page, it's always a good idea to add it somewhere in here. Okay, because people usually don't scroll all the way down here, because it's just, you know, the behavior and the psychology of users is conditioned that way in most cases. Okay, so here what I'm seeing also, what I can add also, I don't really have any reviews for this product, but if I would have it, I would of course add a star review. Okay, we can't really have Shopify, well, you can if you're brand new, but if you're doing drop shipping, you can pull those from AliExpress or whatever. So this is good. 1,000+ happy customers. I absolutely love this. This is good. The only thing I want to reverse it like this, because that's kind of more, save that. I don't know why I didn't move. I want to essentially put the stars in left, and why I didn't do that? Okay, there you go. I was just pressing the wrong thing. So this is good. Okay, so we have that. Let's see. So here, I feel like this is not really needed. Frequently bought together. I do feel like it's not really the place for it. Okay, we'll revisit that possibly. You may also like, yeah, that's cool. Recently viewed, I don't need it. Again, just too many things happening. Reviews, we have no reviews, so naturally you would have a review section here. So that's pretty normal. You might also like, you can leave that. So this double image banner, honestly, not really much use for it. What I want to add though, this again, too much space here. And now I want to add a image section. Okay, so what I would do, I would essentially add a, not this one. I want to add the image text, this one here. So I would add like this one, and then I would add another one, but I would flip the images. Okay, so instead of it being there, I'm gonna do like this. Okay, so here you're gonna have images of your product. Okay, so I'm just gonna plug in something as a placeholder. Let me see if I have something for the vacuum. Yeah, so I can do this one, for example, here. Again, images are not really the best quality, but again, not really the core focus of this video. And I'm gonna add also another one in here, something like this, okay? And obviously you're gonna describe the product, you can add the CTAs. And my suggestion for CTAs, always keep it the same. You can do something like, we can do, actually CTAs are not really, let me think about it, because it accepts a link or product, but if we do that, it's gonna refresh the page. It's not an ideal experience. So what I would do, essentially, I'm gonna again preview the page, okay? And I want to know the name of this section right here next to the auto cart, okay? I'm gonna go to developer tools, and I'm gonna inspect to see what's the name of this section here. Okay, product form. Okay, cool. So that's a class. I need an ID actually. Okay, so I need an ID. ID is product form templates to. Let me see if I can find more broad one. If not, we're gonna use that one. Okay, I guess it's fine. So I'm just gonna use this one. Product form template, the main one. Okay, for this section, so I'm gonna copy it. Okay, and now I'm gonna bring it back here, and the link will be essentially this, guys. So if you look at the URL handle, and if I do slash, and I'm gonna add essentially, actually not slash, I need to add a hashtag, and then copy paste the ID like this. And now every time essentially I type in this URL, it's gonna bring me to the add to cart section. So if I go to brand new page, open it like this, it's gonna, well, it's not really bringing me right there, but well, close enough. Again, we can actually try, we can maybe try pulling an ID a little bit higher. Okay, so let's say not at the cart because it's just too low. Let's say we want to maybe to the quantity. Do we have an ID class here? We have divs. Okay. It's also a div. We have this one. Okay, ID. It's just a bit messy, honestly. This thing is a little bit messy. It would be good if I could actually assign a custom ID to the section here, but I don't think I can. I can't really know. So fine. So if I replace this with this, let's see if we are going to be brought up higher. Okay, I think that could work. Okay, so I'm going to take this URL right here, and now I'm going to go back to these buttons right here. And what I'm going to do, let me just double check if there's no scroll to section option. Actually, there isn't one. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, I'm going to add to carts like this. And if I save, so now this button should bring me up. Yeah, there you go. It does. Cool. So obviously there's no smooth scroll effect. Now that can be achieved, but again, I'm not going to be diving into Shopify team development too much. I'm just showing you the things you can do kind of. I'll do the same thing for this one. I'll type in the ID and I'll do like add to carts. Okay, same thing here. Again, don't forget to add the actual content for your product and explain it and tell a story. It's important. This is good. We'll leave the section and then you're gonna have reviews. Okay, so essentially that's all you need. Don't overcomplicate it. You know, there's a lot of videos of people just putting a bunch of stuff on the product pages. Again, it depends on your audience. But again, for people who are pet owners, they know what they want, and the vacuum is kind of self-explanatory. If you have some videos and social proof like TikTok, you're always more than welcome to plug it in. But again, this is really very clean and down to the point because you know it's not a kindergarten. Okay, you're not like painting kids painting here. Everything needs to have a reason and logic on the product page. Okay, don't put things in the product page just because it looks nice. You need to have the data and you need to have a understanding why it's there and what does it do. Okay, so every element on the product page has to perform an action and needs to have a logic behind it. Okay, so that's kind of the core foundation for building your product pages and in general Shopify and stuff like that. And again, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want me to create a video where I kind of a deep dive more into a Shopify team fundamentals for somebody who wants to do more custom stuff, you can always leave me down a comment and I'll happily make content on this. Or if you have any questions, again, I'll be more than happy to answer. And you already know, if you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe, enable notifications, and I will see you next time. Happy Shopify store building, guys.